Hello and welcome. Happy Wednesday, I think it is, everybody. Yes, it's Wednesday. That's right. All right, guys. So, wanted to come on. I was in the middle of something and I wanted to share it with y'all. So, easy butternut squash. So, we're coming. We are, well, no, we're in autumn. We're officially in autumn. All right. Or fall, or however you want to say it. We're officially in it. The calendar said so, right? And at least in this part of the country, we are feeling it. Um, so we are in the season of the autumn and winter crops, which includes squash. Now, squash is one of those things that, as long as it agrees with your body, can be very nutritious, a better alternative to like potatoes and things like that. So a a more nutrient dense starch. You still want to be, like moderate yourself because it does still have carbohydrates in it, and depending on what your goals and whatnot are, you want to adjust. So, getting into it, squash requires typically baking, and it takes a little while. An hour or so. It really depends on your oven and all that good stuff. So, what I actually started doing several years ago, because I wasn't working out of the house. I was out working, and I still wanted to make sure our food was good, or I needed to do multiple things at once, or maybe it was still a little warm, and I really didn't want to turn on the oven, but I still had squash that I needed to cook. So you can actually take squash and put it in your crock pot. I've actually already got mine cooked. So I've got butternut squash. You can do this with most squashes, not zucchini and not yellow squash, but yellow squash is actually a spring squash anyway. So we're just talking about things like this. So you can throw them in there whole. I like to cut them in half. So I'll cut the top off and then carefully cut it this way. You want to be careful because it is firm, and you want to watch your knife there. And then just throw it into the crock pot. No water. It will make its own juices. It doesn't need no water. Um, and you'll see here, I've actually, some of the guts are still in there. I will actually cut them in half because it's easier for me to handle them later. And then also, I take the seeds out and bake them. That'll be maybe be another video or a recipe for later. But I hold on to those seeds and I'll roast them up. So that's an option too. If you don't like the seeds, you can just throw them away. So cutting them in half, this has had time to cool off where I can handle it. Or if you've got like some your oven mitts, especially if you have like those silicone ones where you can just wash them off real easily, or you don't care if you have to wash your fabric ones. One thing about the fabric ones that I've obviously learned over the years is that if it's still hot out of the crock pot and you hold it, this thing is wet and that heat will sink through. So that's one nice thing about those silicone ones. So I've got it in half here, and I'm just going to carefully scoop it on out, gently running up against the skin wall. All right, y'all can see that? Yes? All right, sweet. And I will let those little strings of guts, as my mom used to call them, just be in there, because honestly, this dish, they're going to be hidden anyways. I'm going to kind of mash this up into more of a potato consistency, or a mashed potato consistency. And just gently rubbing against it. I used to use a fork to do it, to kind of shred it on its way out. But the problem I ran into would be that you'd end up either poking through the skin, or the skin would just have a soft spot. And even though I was being very ginger with it, it would still, kind of rip it open. So if I want to mash it more, I do it in the pot or casserole dish, whatever I've scraped it into. So you can see there, and this is actually not terribly hot to the hand right now. It's like warm, not too warm, but you can see I've got it all out, okay? And then I'm going to toss my skin, and I'm going to go to the next one, and I've actually already got a couple in here. So yeah, I'm going to hold on to this for tonight, and I actually add hot Italian sausage to this, and then some good clean spaghetti sauce. I recommend that you make your own, and then if not, a good quality one, organic, staying clear of anything that might cause irritation in you. And that's a nice, good meal. You got some meat in there, some healthy fats, some carbohydrates, and it's a really satisfying thing on a cold day, or or a cold evening. It's very satisfying, very filling, and very tasty, very savory and yummy. So that's really it, guys. So you can save turning on the oven and throw your squash in the crock pot. And then, of course, if you need to go to work or whatnot, which is one of the reasons I started doing this initially, you can throw that in there in the morning or throw it in there overnight. I cook mine on low for, and this depends on your crock pot. I mean, the worst thing is going to happen is that it's going to just cook even more, in theory. For about 6 to 8 hours. So it will, again, it'll depend on your crock pot. If you put your crock pot on high because you're staying home or something like that, maybe 3 to 4, check on it while you're there. I put these in at about maybe 5 a.m. and it's quarter to 1 now. I turned the crock pot off a little bit ago and just let them sit there. So that's really it, guys. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you try this and if you dig it. I always believe in making homemade food even simpler so that we can have it. So have an awesome one, guys. I got it. This is Coach Beth at Viking Vitality, helping people live powerful and pain-free lives, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.